Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans from a rainy Brisbane. Now, like many things in Southern Africa, you just cannot make this shit up. But it's coming from a reliable source, and it involves the Botswana government being threatened with an overthrow. Yep, you heard me right. They're talking about the dangers of a coup in Botswana. And I'll just give you a bit of the background. The commander of Botswana's defense force, Lieutenant General Placid Sekokoko, last week deployed military assets including armored tanks and personnel in key strategic in anticipation of a coup against President Mokgweetsi Masisi's government. This followed credible intelligence from the South African Defence Force, or SADF, and the United Nations that a coup was building up in Botswana, Sunday Standard can confirm. Now, this article is only a couple of days old. The tanks were placed near the State House where President Mokgweetsi Masisi resides and around the mass media complex that houses the national television broadcaster Botswana Television and Radio Botswana. Sunday Standard can reveal that the head of the BDF, that's the Botswana Defence Force, military intelligence, Brigadier Modisi Telegi, said last Friday that he received tip-offs and inquiries from his counterparts in the South African National Defence Force about a looming coup in Botswana. Brigadier Klager then elevated the intel to the BDF commander and motivate that it would be acted on. Thereafter, a similar inquiry, still from South Africa, was made, this time from the United Nations Regional Office by a senior executive to the commander of the BDF ground forces. The UN officer said they had received credible information that a coup was afoot in Botswana. Out of caution, General Sekoko, after informing President Masisi, who is also Commander-in-Chief, and placed the army on red alert, which is the highest level of emergency in the army and security warning systems. This involved the drastic military decision to deploy his assets in the public space. BDF Director of Protocol and Public Affairs, Tebo Kacho Dikole, told the Sunday Standard that he could not comment on the inquiry as it would amount to discussing matters of operational security. Dikole stated that kindly be advised that the BDF does not discuss operational matters with the media or any third party for that matter, as this will no doubt compromise and impact negatively on the operational security. The BDF spokesman, however, would not deny that the BDF had deployed assets, nor confirmed that the army was in possession of credible intelligence regarding a possible coup. In January this year, it was reported that a group of Israel-related mercenaries had tried to topple the government of President Masisi. In July last year, former President Ian Khama claimed the story had been planted by President Masisi. Now, this is where it gets quite extraordinary, guys. I mean, you can't make this shit up, okay? But this is South Africa. And if Botswana does have a coup, the whole region is going to be in chaos, including South Africa. This is very, very scary stuff. Okay, we'll get to the stuff which is just mind-blowing, but apparently it's true. According to information that Sunday Standard has been able to piece together from local sources and security sources in South Africa and abroad, there are organized interests in the tourism and global diamond industry who are unhappy with the push by President Masisi to give more economic power to Botswana. And then they go on to say, you guys in Botswana might have thought relocating the De Beers operation from London to Gaborone was of itself a great thing, but it has come at a huge cost, and it is beginning to show. It has attracted all kinds of bad elements to Botswana. a South African-based source who was inadvertently sucked into the earlier coup plot, told Sunday Standard recently in Johannesburg. This was part of the newspaper's ongoing investigation into allegations of a brewing attempt to topple President Masisi in Botswana. The source is believed to be helping the DIS in its investigations of the coup allegations by the Israelis. The source claimed, this is where it really gets crazy, absolutely crazy. The source claimed that there was a plan to weaken the democratic and governance structures and render Botswana lawless, so the country could become a reliable conduit for drugs from Afghanistan through East Africa, destined for the West. I mean, this is like something out of a James Bond movie, but apparently this is true. Botswana, especially the Maun Airport, MAUN Airport, and all the airstrips spread across the Okavango Delta are ideally placed for transporting all the contraband. But this can only work when there is lawlessness, he said. Now, we know that there's lawlessness in South Africa. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on there right now. And, you know, if you're talking about a coup in Botswana being created by lawlessness, heck, isn't South Africa in danger of something similar happening? Anyway, he goes on to say, he told the Sunday Standard that Mozambique-based drug lords, together with the Serbian mafia that sprawl South Africa and East Africa, were actively eyeing Botswana. He said that the underworld had close relations with some political elite in Botswana that was interested in poaching rhino horns and also the elephant tusks destined for Asia, and also trafficked through Uganda and Kenya. Since news of an aborted coup, Sunday Standard has learnt that the intelligence services had been tracking a small group of suspicious-looking men who had arrived into the country a few days prior. The military assets that had been deployed by the BDF did not escape the public attention. A member of the public known to Sunday Standard wrote on his Twitter account, "I think I saw a big military tank by BDV on the back road that joins Weli Siboni on Saturday night around 10 p.m. and two smaller military tanks by the main entrance around 5 a.m. today, Monday. I should have my mind and eyes checked," he said. The tanks stayed for a couple of days starting the weekend until the BDF command was convinced that the coup threat level had significantly subsided. Now, it's quite extraordinary that a country like Botswana can be threatened by a small band of mercenaries, you know, to completely drive the country into lawlessness. That is quite extraordinary. And to do it on the basis of it becoming a trafficking area for drugs from Afghanistan is also extraordinary. But I'm going to put a link to this article so you can read it for yourself. It's quite scary shit because, you know, South Africa, as I mentioned just now, is going into lawlessness. And I think the ANC government have completely lost the plot. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and have a great evening.